Welcome back to the GSL Code A. We are going to have a Code S player crowned here in this Protoss vs. Protoss between Stork and Zest. Who would have thought Stork going right to Code S in a winner's match? Looking at this group, it could happen.
It could definitely happen. You know what I'm a little bit more afraid could happen as well?
What's that?
No, like everyone was expecting Innovation to advance today, and if he doesn't, that means we still have only 2 Terran players in Code S, and I don't think that Terran fans would be too happy about that. So I'm a little bit afraid of that happening.
You know, for me, like, I was actually feeling like the chance of Innovation getting out of the group was like 45%. That was my feel. Because it's...
You know why that's funny?
What?
How do you end up with 45%? Given your history with math, I really need an explanation there.
All right, once again in the game, I will, if you remind me. Because I think this might take a minute.
That's gonna be a good one.
All right, I'll give you all the math. Okay.
All right. Okay, so don't spoil anything now. I'm gonna remind you in the game.
Okay. Frost is going to be our very first map for these two, and it could be a longer Protoss versus Protoss, considering its size. Depends a lot on spawning locations. If it's cross-spawn, then totally different game than if we're close by air because of Phoenixes, Oracles, Mothership Core scouting.
Yeah, and things are getting real here. I mean, Stork, he took off the gloves, or his coat. And
he took it off. I see it in the background there.
Yeah, it's in the back there. So no more Puffy. And he wants to crush Nerds now. He's going up against Zest, who took down Innovation. And this is going to be a good one. Stork has the chance to advance here. His opponent is a much better PvP rate, but we saw how much that accumulates to in the last game, where Hero was probably the strongest Protoss versus opponent that he has to face today, and he took him out with a 2-1. It's time for Stork to show that he can do it again in another Protoss mirror match here at the GSL Code A with Colin Wolf. Stork going up against Zest in the winners match.
Zest versus Stork.
And starting to the bottom left of the map, we have the Samsung Galaxy Protoss player who was just successful against CGNT's Hero. It is Stork. He was able to win it with a 2-1 against his last opponent. Now let's see what he can do in the winners match against his second Protoss opponent today. Starting on the bottom right of the map in blue, we have Zest. And this is a very interesting group. 3 Protoss players, 1 Terran, and the Terran is one of the strongest in the world. It is Innovation, and so many people, especially of course all the Terran fans watching right now, expected Innovation to perform really well, to come out of this group and finally add to the 2 Terran players that are currently qualified for Code S. So far he lost his first match, and Wolf in between came up with a very interesting statement. He said like he thought that Innovation's chances of advancing today would be exactly 45%, and we all want to know how does that come to pass?
I want to clarify that when I say 45%, I don't mean that this is like about chance and like he's flipping a coin. That's like it's like he's slightly less likely to land on head, so he's not going to get out of the group. But I feel for me like if you asked me to give a score of 100, 1 to 100 on how likely I thought he would get out, I'd say 45, because initially when I looked at it, I was like, he's one of the best players in the world, right? He's got an insanely good Terran versus Protoss win ratio, but he's playing against these Protoss players who play mostly in Pro League, who do best of ones, who know a lot of all-ins, and when they play against Terran in this group, they're like, oh, well, I hit Innovation, now I'm going to do a build that I haven't really practiced as much probably as the ones that I'm playing in the PvP, because they probably trained a lot for PvP, considering that there's 3 Protosses in the group. So then I thought about Innovation's vulnerability to all-in, something he's shown in the past, and he went down 0-2 in his first match, but the second game wasn't really about an all-in. It was just his opponent outplaying him, Zest getting the better of him there. So I thought, like, after I thought about it, before the matches started, before we even saw the first best of 3, I thought his chances are like slightly less than 50 in my head. So that's where I came up with 45. That's basically...
Okay, that's super boring right now. I was really thinking you had
You thought I was going to use like a math formula or something?
I thought you had some elaborate like formula that you came up with where you said like, yeah, his chances are exactly 45%.
Nah. If I did that, I would have told you it was 48.7, but...
Okay.
So that takes too long to explain. I already explained one of them, so I can't tell you about the 48.7.
Oh, that's
Sorry about that.
That's a bummer. Well, both of them are currently scouting, and as you can see, we have Stork scouting to the top left and Zest scouting to the top right, meaning that both of them will very late find out where exactly their opponents spawn. But we once again have a very quick Twilight Council here. This time it's for Zest, actually, where Stork is getting his sentries out. So it looks like we will have one aggressor in blue and Stork playing it a little bit more passive here.
It's really interesting to me that Zest scouts to the top right, but then also sends his mothership core to the top right. That's kind of redundant. Am I mistaken? Did he not also... Yeah, he sent his probe to the top right, and then he also
still goes top right, which it leaves me even like more confused.
I think that, okay, his probe is on the watchtower now, and that's the one that went up to the top right was Stork's probe, so he doesn't know his opponent's not there. This is actually going to go to Stork, I think. Yeah, he has the shot slightly faster, especially with his probe coming over here.
I think it's going to be a double kill.
It could have been. It's hard to say. I think you might be right.
Well, there come the 2 additional gates, and not a lot of scout. Yeah, there he shuts down the scout, so that means that Stork has absolutely... Oh, wow, he saw 2 gateways. Look at that. I didn't even see that the probe was in vision range. Nice.
He doesn't know Blink is coming, but he can reasonably assume. And he's going for a rushed fast expand, so he's in panic mode right now. Sentries have to hit perfect force fields, and if his opponent brings the mothership core over, he's going to have vision, so...
He kind of has to. I mean, Blink attack without a mothership core and high ground vision.
Well, he might just decide to fight it in natural and force a cancel on the Nexus, too.
Where is the mothership core?
I think it's still floating back towards... I don't know, actually.
I'm looking at the minimap. I
think that's really a forward pylon there, right? Not actually the mothership core. I can't tell.
Yeah, I think it's a forward
pylon. That could be it right there, but...
I think that's a forward pylon. Yeah, he warps in at that right now.
Yeah, it was in his main. He's sending it over now. But it's very slow. It's going to be a bit late. When Zest is all in, he adds a 4th gateway.
Yeah, he is all out on this one, and the mothership core is on the way right now to grant the high ground vision.
He's making an observer right now because he didn't expect Blink, and I'm a little bit surprised at this.
Yeah, and here comes the photon overcharge, and once that the mothership core is there, he can just blink into the main base. There won't be enough energy on Stork's mothership core to set the second time. Well, now there is an immortal starter, but that's a really late immortal.
Yeah. It still might be enough, though. I don't know if he has enough energy for another overcharge in the main base. I don't know if he used any time warps. I don't think he did, so he might actually have enough for 2. Sentry's here to try to contain, and Zest is in a really awkward spot now.
Yeah, because, like, I mean, he can always put the force field onto the ramp and try to just take down the expansion as long as there's no photon overcharge, but I expected him to be a little bit more aggressive and blink into the high ground.
By the time he forces a second overcharge on the natural and wants to go into the main base, there's going to be 2 immortals in the main base, so it's going to be like, sorry, man. Okay, those blinks away here. The mothership core could actually use that second overcharge. He's a bit hesitant to it.
Yeah, he could use a blink for it as well, but then we find him without cooldown. There we go. Blinks in and takes on both of the sentries right now. And Stork is a little bit in trouble here. He's losing his Immortal, and that is really bad for him. Even more units streaming in now for Zest, and the blue Terra Protoss player takes a huge lead in army supply, and it looks like Stork might not be able to force this back, especially with him losing Immortal number 2.
Stalker's coming in here in the main base. There's that second overcharge. He wanted to use it in the main base, I guess.
Well, it just blinks down, takes the 2 Stalkers, and can kill the Nexus.
Yep, he's going to kill these Stalkers and the Nexus and the Mothership Core. GG!
Zest takes his 3rd map win in a row now. Easy peasy.
This is the kind of thing where right now we don't have an observing PC where I like lose my mind because I'm not sure if that Mothership Core can do 2 overcharges or not, because that was a huge point in the game.
That's
if he could use 2 overcharges at the natural, he definitely should have. But I guess he didn't have enough energy. I don't know why. I don't know what he used his energy on, but he did not have it. And
Zest is just going ham.
Yeah, Zest looks angry, man.
Dude,
he actually always looks angry, but like he looks especially angry today.
I don't know. I did not expect him to do this well in the group. Like, if you look at the group, I did not think him to be the player who advances to Code S being the top player in the group. So, not saying that he's bad or anything, but like if you look at like innovation at like Stork at Hero, that's like names that accomplished so much already in StarCraft 2. So many tournament wins out there and such great performance in the past that I just didn't think that Zest would be the one to really get the lead in the winner's match. But right now he's 1 map win away from going straight to Code S, and he has shown great games so far.
I think Zest has improved leaps and bounds over the last 6 months, especially in the past 2 or so.
Hey, you can really see that.
Yeah, he's definitely a different Zest than what we saw in last season of Pro League. And, you know, possible qualifications for him trying to attempt to get into Code S. This is his best run so far, and he's 1 map now away from beating Stork here on Polar Night. Stork's map choice. We'll see if Stork's got a good plan here. If he doesn't, then Zest is going to take that 2-0 and advance directly to Code S. This is the GSL Code A. It's Howler and Wolf.